Hey guys, what's up? It's MatchPoint here, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you the ultimate 2020 guide full book in Rainbow Six Siege. So if you do find this video useful, consider dropping a like on the video. And if there are any topics that you would like me to cover next, make sure to comment them down below so I know you're interested. If you do end up having any questions about the video or the topic itself, feel free to pop by when I am live on Twitch on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and we can have a conversation about it there. Or in the Discord, which is another great place too as well. There will be links down below. If you are new around here, welcome, and I hope you enjoy the video. So let's get on into it. Now in this operator guide full book, I'm going to be giving you every detail that you need to know about him, which includes his loadout, his desired roles, his ability, and lots of other tips and tricks to guide you along the way. And without further ado, let's get into it. And first of all, we are going to be starting off with Buck's loadout. Now for Buck's primary weapons, he is going to offer you the C8 SFW, which is going to be that assault rifle, or the marksman rifle, which is a DMR. Now the C8 SFW is a fantastic assault rifle. While it does have a little bit of kick to it with that recoil, it is definitely manageable, and especially when you can control it, it really does make a great weapon with the damage that it can deal. And then obviously we do have that DMR, the marksman rifle. Now obviously if you didn't already know, the DMRs can in fact open hatches within a few shots. They can simply break open the soft hatch within one go. As well, when they are going to be shooting directly at a soft wall, it is going to allow for a little bit of soft destruction compared to any other AR. Now I do know some people prefer the DMR over an assault rifle in some situations because it simply suits them better, which is perfectly fine. However, in this situation, when you look at someone like Buck, an operator like Buck, with his unique ability, that being the skeleton key, we will be moving on to his ability later on in the video, don't worry, but that can actually open a lot of soft destruction for you and your team, and it can open hatches as well. So I don't really see a point in taking that DMR when you have an ability like the skeleton key, which does have that soft destruction potential. The marksman rifle is going to be losing out on two benefits here, one being that it can open hatches, and the second being that it can also have quite a bit of soft destruction. And the C8 assault rifle is really a fantastic weapon here. Being able to interchange with your skeleton key, being able to open up a little bit of a murder hole in that soft wall, switch over to the C8 and assault rifle and deal the damage. I don't believe the cameras is going to suit Buck's playstyle at all, which is why I would recommend you to bring that C8 SFW, the assault rifle, for Buck. Now for Buck's secondary weapons, he does have the MK1 9mm, which is going to be his standard handgun, and that is the only option that he does have for his secondaries, so you'll be taking that one. Now moving on to Buck's gadgets, he will offer you the Claymore or the stun grenade. Now Buck previously did actually have a frag grenade, which suited his playstyle very well, but that did get switched out for the Claymore. Now the choice between the Claymore and the stun grenade is really going to come down to personal preference. It's also going to come down to how you're going to be playing and what you need for your setup. For example, the stun grenade can be very useful for pushing and flushing defenders out of positions, making them move and rotate to a new area whilst you can gain that map control. I will give you some advice for the stun grenades, and the fact is you're not really going to be flashing your enemy all the time. However, there are going to be times where you will get that flash and you're able to pick up a free kill, but what you should also be using them for is to get a better position. Use it to move the defenders out of their holding point, get them on the move. Either they're going to stick the flashbang at the face being flashed, or they'll manage to avoid it, or instead they're just going to completely rotate to a new position if they feel like they're getting pushed. Use it to gain a better vantage point and more map control. Now the Claymore can actually be very useful for Buck, purely because of how you're going to be playing with him. Buck is going to be a fantastic operator for that vertical play, and I'd highly recommend to it, and we will be moving on to this when we get on to his ability. Now this Claymore can come in very handy to cover your back, watch the flank, and really just help you out. Whilst you are going to be carrying out that vertical play, you're not always going to have eyes on your back. You're not always going to be able to watch it and cover it. You can position this Claymore in an area so that it will cover your flank and watch your back. Either the defender is going to run into this Claymore, end up dying, you pick up a free kill, you've stopped the flank, or they're simply going to shoot it out and you can use that as a sound cue to flick onto them and get ready. Now just remember that in certain positions you are going to be flanked from multiple areas, so this Claymore is only going to be really ideal when you've only got one flank watch to cover and shut off. Otherwise, if you do have multiple areas that you can be flanked from, map control and domination is going to be the way to go. Next up, we are going to be moving on to Buck's desired roles. Now for Buck's roles, I would definitely say that he is going to be an entry fragger or a flex. Now if you are slightly unsure on what the term entry fragger means, well I have covered a guide on it, and there will be a card in the top right if you do require that information. Now the reason being is purely because of his soft destruction. He is able to quite frankly apply a hell of a lot of pressure to the enemy, either opening them up from below or opening up from the top and giving them very little cover. And especially on maps like Outback, where the majority of the map is going to be soft, Buck really can come into play here. He's able to apply a lot of pressure on the defenders from below and above, being able to take out other stuff, other utility that the defenders are going to be using, such as a mirror and as well bandit electrocharges. Either you can play him like that for the vertical play to apply a lot of pressure, or simply come in and entry frag for your team, using his ability to create murder holes, get into sight quick and fast. Now next up we are going to be moving on to Buck's ability. Now if you didn't already know, Buck has a shotgun in the underbarrel mounted beneath his weapon, which is going to allow him to use his skeleton key to interchange between using the shotgun for that soft destruction and making rotation holes to get into places, and as well being able to switch to that AR for that fire. Now what this does mean is you can very easily and very quickly open up a little murder hole, switch to your AR and pick up a kill on a defender who is simply not suspecting it. As well, if you need to quickly go down a different route, make a different way, you can very easily open up a mini rotation for you with his shotgun, as the soft destruction on that weapon is quite frankly incredible. As well, it's very easy to open those hatches with his skeleton key. But next up we are going to be diving into the more advanced details with Buck, as we're going to be moving on to his vertical play. Now the whole idea of vertical play in Rainbow Six Siege is to apply pressure on the defenders, meaning that you are simply getting another angle, a completely new area for you to watch the defenders from. As well, it also means you can very easily take out their utility from beneath or from above as well, depends what site you are on, as you can come from below with Buck and from the top, which is the great idea of him having that shotgun. One thing that you can do with this vertical play is it is going to allow you to go ahead and take out bandits electrocharges, which can stop the breach from your hard breachers, and you can very easily disable it by coming above, getting a new angle and taking them out. As well, the same also applies to a mirror. If you have someone holding down a mirror, you can very easily stop them from holding it and cause them to rotate to a new position by coming from below or above. If you have a team who can successfully initiate that vertical play, apply pressure to the defenders, but at the same time moving with their push, they're coordinated and using it well, it really is quite dangerous. But it is important to know that vertical play is going to backfire sometimes if you're not doing it correctly. Now there are two ways that it can go wrong. First of all, you need to be specific and careful on what areas you are going to be opening up. When you're playing vertically, you're not going to be opening every single bit of soft floor. This is simply not going to work, as remember the defenders can very easily shoot back, throw a C4 at you and take you out. And this is why you need to be careful. You want to be making sure that you're not opening areas with Buck using his shotgun that are going to expose you and your teammates from a different angle when you're going to be covering and watching another section that you have opened. The vertical play is a methodical process, which is why you are going to need intel. Now you can either get this intel from droning, simply droning beneath or above where you're going to be booking from below, or you can receive callouts and information from your teammates, which is going to be very useful. They can pinpoint, ping locations, even using that feature, so that you can book them from below or above and apply that pressure. Now as well, you need to be watching out for flanks. Flanks are very common in Siege, especially when you're vertical playing, as you can get tunnel visioned into it and think that you don't have anything else to deal with. You need to be covering your back. Now there are many ways you can do this. You can initiate a roam clear at the start, you can simply keep frequently checking on your back when you need to, which is a risky method. You can set up a flank drone for a dead teammate to go and watch, but it is something you need to have on your mind. There are many useful spots that you can use for vertical play with Buck. For example, on Chalet, you can come into the main lobby area at the top when they are playing on Garage beneath you. You can go ahead and open it from above with your shotgun, either take out the electrified wires that bandit is going to be placing down, or instead you can use it to apply that pressure. As well, it's very easy to take top control of piano when you are going to be playing on Consular. You can come in with Buck, get your teammates to set up some cover for you, and you can start that vertical play, again taking out anything that you need to from the defender's utility. One more tip that I would like just to give you is when you are going to be playing vertically from the top, a holographic sight might suit you a little better, purely because it's going to give you a wider field of view and it's going to help when playing that vertical play. If you are going to be entry fragging, then the ACOG might suit you better. If you do require any other tips and tricks, whether it's ones for Steel Wave operator guides, they are on the channel, and there will be an end screen at the very end of the video with those guides. And that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you have all enjoyed. If you did, or you found this video useful, then make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more tips and tricks like this. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.